USMNT's national team has been eliminated in the group stage of the Copa America. Much like arch rivals Mexico, it seems like the two giants of CONCACAF, at least, 2 out of the 3, are deep in the mud. We're going to we're going to go live for 30 minutes here, talk about the game. Firstly, before we get into the U.S. game, because I know this can be the focus, congratulations to Panama, honestly. Like, the way that Panama has played in this Copa America is crazy. They gave Uruguay a game, arguably the same caliber game that the U.S. did. They beat the United States, albeit they're up a man. They get the a 4-leaf clover on that day, but they get the job done. And then they put 3 past Bolivia when the pressure's on. They're the ones that have to go out and get the dub, and they do it. Shout out to Panama without Coco Carrasquilla, I might add.
Without Coco Carrasquilla.
Crazy. I mean, Bolivia, man. R.I.P. dog. I don't really know what to say for any Bolivians jumping in the chat right now. I really don't. But let's talk about the U.S. man. You know the referee. You know that man is the most popular dude on Twitter right now.
Oh, he's catching the first flight out of Kansas City. Not that anything would ever happen to him, but
under armed guard. No, that was, dude. There's some times where I'm like, okay, football fans, I think you're being a little emotional. But the referee today, I actually do think was quite poor today. And that VAR, that Uruguay goal
was tough.
What do you think about it? Like, what you think? Because I got some thoughts on this.
If the rules as written state that it is the nearest or the closest goal-scoring appendage or part of the body, then it is what it is. And I'm not like you. It sucks, but I'm not going to huff and haw and say that that's unfair and that it's ridiculous. If Richard's leg, if his foot is keeping him on sides, then his foot is keeping him on sides. The refereeing outside of that has been subpar. And you can't say that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that it wasn't. And it goes for both teams. I'm not going to sit here and huff and haw about the referee, though. I think we should go straight into talking about the teams. Do you have any points you want to make? Or should we get into
I'm gonna close the referee circle like here.
Yes.
Let's say that the goal doesn't count. Connor, what's the final score if Uruguay doesn't get that goal?
0-0.
Okay. And since Panama won, does that matter?
Nope.
Okay, case closed. Let's move on. Okay. The ref is terrible.
Okay,
we can move on.
Next issue of business. Before we get into the team, we're going to talk about Greg. Y'all keep dropping these comments and stuff. We talked about it probably, dude, I'm not kidding, 15 times. 10 to 15 times already. Greg Berhalter was never going to leave. The U.S. could have gotten clapped 3-0 at home on 15 BS calls. It could be out-and-out collusion against the U.S. or for the U.S., and we still could have lost. Berhalter's never leaving. This was never the tournament. They've stated as much. They've said he's a project coach. We're looking forward to the next 2 years with him. He's taking us to 2026. It's already there.
This was a warm-up.
This was a warm-up. You could talk about the positives and the negatives. We've talked about all of the above. We think he brings some stuff to the table. Overall, I think it's a net negative. I would like a different coach. I think Jack's very much of the same opinion. It is what it is. I saw some people in here. All of this being said, Josh texted me, and he says that the U.S. manager hasn't beaten the top 15 team other than Mexico since his start, which is correct. We've brought that up. We all think that Greg needs to go out. Greg, not the guy for us, but he's what we got. He's what we got, and he's produced a couple of decent performances here. Yeah, there it is. Shout out Josh.
Yeah. But dude, here's kind of my theory on this, man. I'm kind of wondering what U.S. soccer is going to do. Because Jason, good point here. So you're just going to accept your fate as being bad at World Cup 2026 L. Yes, that's an L mentality.
It is.
But Jason,
it is.
You feel like that, and some of the angry U.S. fans in the chat feel like that because your priority is to win. The priority of U.S. soccer is not to win. It's money. It is seats. I'm pretty sure, I think it was the director was like bragging on Twitter about ticket sales. Like that was like the big achievement. Not the success of the team, not talking about, the U.S. performance, a man down. No, it was a record-breaking ticket sales for the Copa America, a record number of TV viewers, or something like that. Either way, these guys are the same as the Mexican Federation. They're just wearing different clothes, and they speak a different language. Well, they both speak money, they both speak greed, but that's what it comes
Literally,
down to.
it's the same picture. They're the
It's
same
the same picture.
federation.
Just one team is better, objectively better. But I wonder if, because of the circumstances of this loss, right? I think the U.S. Soccer Federation, hear me out, has two incredible excuses right now. Number one, Tim Weah got a red. It was Tim Weah. I mean, Tim Weah got a red. What he wants to do. And number two, the offside. I mean, the Oliveira goal, was it onside? Was it offside? The referee, he was terrible. I mean, Greg did what he could. He was up against it. The odds were stacked against him. The boys just got unlucky. I think that's what we're going to see. I'm going to be stunned if he's fired. Stunned.
I'll be stunned. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked.
He's staying.
You know what I think is unfair? Speaking of Berhalter, is that we wanted to talk a little bit about I stated that he brings some positives to the table. If you think this is embarrassing play for the United States of America, you're just incorrect. You're just incorrect. I mean, we were competitive against like a beyond reproach Panama with one player down, and we competed against Uruguay today. Now, granted, Uruguay was not their best. They had a player taken off, one of their best offensive talents, yes, but they played really well. USA, I mean, we played competitively. We didn't generate.
I think they stifled Uruguay well.
Yes, correct.
That's how I would describe the performance.
Whatever, it is a competitive performance against one of the favorites for the tournament. It is what it is. It is what it is. Some of y'all, I'm not going to name any names. For one, I can't remember. But I also can't find your freaking comments here. I think it got deleted. Y'all just leave the hate in the chat. If there's no curse words or anything, just leave it in the chat. I want to address some of these things.
Yeah, keep it PG-13.
Keep it PG-13. If you're saying that we played just as poorly as Mexico, you are incorrect. Jack, do you think that performance was just as bad as Mexico's?
The hilarious thing is that if you're a Mexican fan in the chat right now and you think that us down a man against Panama for 80 minutes is winning, you're tripping.
You're tripping.
You're tripping. We're losing that game. And we're not beating Uruguay. How many times has Uruguay been papa? You serious? Do we beat Bolivia by 3 instead of 2? Sure. Who gives a fuck? Sorry, I just said PG-13 and then I dropped that. Who cares? Mexico, let's stop acting like Mexico in this circumstances is off to playing Colombia in the quarterfinals. Tripping, man. Tripping. I want to get your thoughts, Connor, on this one right here from Jose, because he was in the chat and I think he's making good points here. USA played the worst team in the tournament and got 2 goals. He's talking about Bolivia. Played a little tougher competition and they struggled. Unacceptable from a team that's been hyped up so much, just saying. And Jose, I think you're allowed to be a little pissed. I mean, Connor, you're an actual fan of this team. Like, what you got to say? What's your... I've been dead inside since Qatar. So, yeah.
Me too.
I got nothing to give.
Me too. I say I don't know why you're getting on me right now. Am I not riding with the USA? Am I not riding with the USA? I have 26 years of tenure before Argentina won a tournament in general. So we'll just leave that there. But dude, I mean, I agree and disagree. I agree that we need to have better performances overall. I think we shot ourselves in the foot with a Tim Weah red card.
Yeah.
Immediately. The Bolivia is not a good metric. I mean, you could argue the same thing that Bielsa said about Uruguay. We hadn't faced a good team, so there's no way to say either way. I think literally in that match recap, I said, this result tells me nothing. I'm waiting to see what happens against Panama. Guess what? A 10-man performance against Panama also tells me nothing. This was our first metric. This was our first, game that we could, fully witness what the U.S. is capable of. And, I mean, we saw it there. We stifled a below-average Uruguay, and I think that's probably right around where I'd put us. If Uruguay fields their B team, I think, yeah, a draw. A draw is about what I would expect. Which, you know, if Chris Richards pulls his foot in literally 3 inches, it is. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Bryce,
Yeah,
Bryce, listen to me. I understand we didn't play with 10 men today. We had multiple days to adapt to not having Weah. That's not an excuse for today. We're playing without our number one option at wing, right? Multiple days. Okay, let's talk about years of tenure with Weah out at the wing. What does that have to do with anything? On top of that,
Uruguay.
It's Uruguay. It's Uruguay. The team that beat Argentina, the team that beat Brazil. I mean, old heads are claiming them as the number one threat for the Copa right now.
Yeah. Probably the scariest team in CONMEBOL. And the U.S., I said it on the stream when you popped off to eat that salad, I hadn't seen Uruguay that bad in a first half since they went to the Barranquilla in World Cup qualifiers, and Colombia danced on them. Ended up being a draw because of a last-minute penalty. But I haven't seen Uruguay shook that hard since then. Now, where the U.S. fumbled is when I think Ballo goes down. That annihilated the U.S. attack in this game. Ricardo Pepi, I said it at the time, not my number one, not my number two, him my number 3 option right now to replace Flo, and he did almost nothing. He did almost nothing. You know, Haji Wright, he comes in super late, he gets a shot off. Josema, 3, if they're not goal saving, they're shot on target saving slides. Incredible performance from him. Oliveira or Araujo for Uruguay, man of the match. Give it to both. I don't care.
Share it.
That was a poor substitution. I think Greg got that one wrong. I think he got the starting 11 spot on, dude. You cannot play better than that against Uruguay. If you're the United States.
Think about the midfield presence. Think about Uruguay's midfield, and then look at ours, and look at how competitive
they look today.
How
Valverde was a ghost today.
We got physical with them, and they did not expect it. We had them on the back foot, maybe not necessarily the back foot, but their midfield specifically, we had them on the back foot for, I don't know, maybe the first, probably from minute 10 to minute 30, I would say. We had that. And that's where the refereeing comes in. When Pulisic is playing advantage up the right, or thinks he's playing advantage up the right wing, and then a handball gets called 5 seconds delayed, when Pulisic has his man beat running alone into space up the right wing, that's when the refereeing comes into play.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for these super chats in advance. Now we address them. U.S. men's national team is the biggest hype machine. They believe their own hype and fell down to earth. I don't know who's believing the hype besides, I don't know, the echo chamber. There's no echo chamber here. You're missing it. Yeah, maybe go check out the 11 Yanks stream. I don't know what to tell you. Look,
I don't even think it's them, bro.
It's not.
I think it's these faceless mofos on Twitter who I got to address this morning saying that, you know, this is supposed to be a close game and the U.S. should win.
No, that's what I'm saying is the audience for those streams.
Yeah, yes.
Is them.
Yes.
Correct.
I mean, we have a diverse audience because this is not a U.S. channel. So that's why we get
we get parody here. Yes, correct.
We have Uruguayans probably in the stream, I imagine.
Yeah. I don't even think it was the players that bought into the hype train. I think we've been very concise here. We had just about the performance that I'd expect against Bolivia. Panama we didn't get to see, but we ate it. Everybody forgot about Weah and they said, we're moving forward. We weren't focused. We weren't, yelling at the ref. We weren't calling for anything. It wasn't like we were flopping the entire time. We played a hard game against them. Vickers came in.
Uruguay?
Well, against Panama and now against Uruguay as well. I think we showed up ready to perform on the day for both games. And we got the exact result that I thought we'd get against Uruguay too. According to an Uruguay B team. I said, I felt like if they showed up on their day, Uruguay would win by 2. Honestly, I'd feel better than what I just watched, but not because U.S. men's national team played poorly. Just really weird.
Uruguay was not on their day today.
Not on their day.
Not on their day today. And let me be clear. Mexico and the United States are going home right now because they couldn't play up to their seeding in the group.
Correct.
Mexico, we fumbled against Venezuela. We get a draw in that game, we're advancing. The United States fumbled against Panama. Nobody 6 months ago was looking at USA 0, Uruguay 1 and saying a disaster. The disaster is you lost to Panama. Shout out to Panama again. Hands down the best team in Central America. And it's been that way. And it might continue that way. We're going to see there are going to be some good battles with Costa Rica in there. Not that it follows the manager, but I
Real
mean,
Madrid.
that's where this went. That's where this went to shit.
Yep. Yeah. Real Madrid, 15 UCLs. You said any potential ideas or any ideas on potential managers for the U.S. men's national team. We're not seeing them for the next 2 years. So again, we've addressed this. I don't know who. Somebody said Joachim Low. I thought that'd be great. Somebody threw a howler in there for Klopp. Give him a big money move. We're not spending that money. Yeah, I don't know. No, he's not leaving though. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. You got another question loaded up. But yeah, quit asking about it.
Oh hell no.
USA got farther in Cricket World Cup than Copa America. I'm going to eat a Tide Pod right now. Get that ball Jordan 4 wearing fraud out ASAP.
Yeah,
dude.
man.
I agree with you. I think that we've grown more than I thought was possible underneath Greg. He had more to offer than I gave him credit for, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
It's clear the team is topped out.
It's
clear as day. You know what? I think you look at Greg, you look at some of the things that he did for the team, and you say thank you for your service, but it's time to move on. You know, unfortunately, and I hope people aren't getting mad at us for saying he's not getting fired. I mean, I'm a Mexico fan, so if Greg stays, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
But the players support this man. The only way that U.S. soccer sacks him right now is if Christian Pulisic, Tyler Adams, and Weston McKennie get on a 3-way FaceTime with Matt Crocker and say, if you don't sack Greg, we're retiring from the national team. That's the only way. And you know what? Throw Tim Ream on that call too for some seniority. That's the only way he gets sacked. If that doesn't happen, they're going to say, lessons learned. We walk away from this tournament with some great takeaways. You know, the boys fought. The referee, I get the referee's blamed in Panama. The referee's blamed in Uruguay. The ref is probably blamed for only getting 2 goals against Bolivia. Maybe I just missed that one. Can we take a second here? Can we just switch teams let's do a 2-minute segment on Uruguay? Because Rodrigo Idaraga asked, this isn't really a question, but it's a good comment here. Uruguay is for real losing against Colombia if they play. Low-key, they overrated right now, and they played second best today. Might be stupid, but my opinion. It's not stupid, brother. It's not stupid. For the first half, they got outplayed today. Are they overrated? I don't. If you think they're invincible, yes, they're overrated. If you think they're a top 2 team, top 3 team in CONMEBOL, they're not overrated. They're not overrated. But the U.S. gave them a game. Just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. If they play Colombia, I mean, dude, that is a heavyweight battle. Whatever we're about to get, Uruguay, Brazil, or Uruguay, Colombia, it's about to be insane. That game's going to be a must watch, and we will be going live for that.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yako, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you, big guy. Hopefully we'll see you around.
Yeah. All right, I got a question here.
Yeah, go.
I don't see any Uruguay stuff, but people will be talking about how soft this U.S. team is again.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they will.
They will.
And they're going to say that this team, Berhalter or not, and let's not act like the U.S. teams of old had amazing managers. They're going to say this team once again failed. And so we're hearing all this hype. It's a car that's got it's a newly wrapped car. It's got a new paint job, whatever you want to say. But it just can't get over this hill, bro. The engine ain't strong enough. What would your response be to that? I'm not even saying I agree necessarily, but there will be, especially the old heads. I bet your dad right now is thinking that. So what's your response to that?
You know what I'm thinking right now is that, and I'm going to have 2 answers for you. I've got 2 answers for you, and it's kind of a cop-out, but it is what it is. Right now, I'm proud of the lads. Right now, they superseded my expectations as to what they could put up on a football pitch. So it's like, I think I said it in the previews, context matters. You know, I expected them to make it out of the group, but context matters. It is what it is. Right now, I'm feeling very much like, okay, well, Weah got a red card. That's unfair to us. Yada, yada, yada. I'm proud of how we performed against Uruguay and the fact that we played a decent game against Panama. I was really surprised by that. You ask me again in a week, I'm going to settle down and I'm going to say that Weah shouldn't have gotten the red card in the first place. And he is representative of the whole team. He is one part of this whole. So even if that is one person's fault, that adds up to the team. And yeah, it is unacceptable that we're getting grouped here. Credit to Panama. Give Panama their flowers. Give Panama their flowers. But overall,
I'm gonna counter you, dude. I'm gonna counter you. I'm very impressed with the United States' first half today.
Okay.
But I'm more impressed with how Panama played at this Copa America than I am the United States.
100%.
And I'm a Panama borderline simp, dude. I love this team. I literally take more joy watching Panama than my own selección because of how they play and how they fight for stuff.
Well, that's understandable.
I mean, dude, Bolivia equalized the game. It was looking we were in a 5-minute alternate timeline where Bolivia was going to draw Panama and the U.S. was through. And Panama fought. They fought back and they got you 2 more. They said, hey, let's go up 2-1. You know what? How about a little insurance? Let's buy some car insurance for this victory, for this Mercedes-Benz. Boom, let me get you a 3rd. Shout out to Panama, dude. I mean, if we're ranking like biggest winners of the group stage, Panama got to be top 3. No doubt for me.
Yeah, what do we got to give him a nickname now? What is it? The Eric Saudi? The Eric Saudi? Oh no, is the Christian Saudi?
Christian's out. It sounds like you're saying Saudi, which is why it's thrown me off.
Yeah. I'm just trying to fit in a car name like Lamborghini or Scaloneta.
The Panama Mercedes? I don't know.
Panama
I don't know what think of.
Yeah, I like that. Panama Mercedes. I like that.
Yeah, we'll have to chat. Let us know. Give us a better one. Double A says, which failure was worse, Mexico or the U.S.?
Yeah, this is one of our super chats back there. Sorry for missing anything, but comments are flying in. There's 600 of you in here. Y'all really did follow through. We're missing a lot right now. Just bear with us. What do you or me?
Both of us.
I think, dude, Mexico didn't give a single silver lining. Mexico did not give a single silver lining. I mean, shout out to Albert for the super chat earlier. He said one of the positives was that Scally played well. We've got 2 options at right back now. Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that. To me, I know that the U.S. has...
It's a pretty small silver lining, dude.
Okay. What does Mexico have? This isn't me chatting shite either. I'm happy to be proven.
No. It's a fair question, but I'm saying, like, they're both abysmal. They're both pieces of poop. Just one looks like a work of art at the same time. Maybe it could be mistaken for a chocolate bar, but it's still a piece of shit. And that is the US's. I agree with Mexico. The silver lining is nothing at all. We knew our center backs were good going into the Copa. They were our best players in the Copa. We learned nothing. The U.S., maybe you say Joe Scally is a positive, but the fans will still want Sergiño Dest as the number 1 when he returns. I don't know. I don't know what else. What they fought. They fought for 45 minutes. They showed that for half a game they could go toe to toe.
Half a game. I like that we had dude, I thought we were gonna fold with that red card. With that red card, I thought we were going to fold immediately after. Yeah, we scored a goal.
Yeah, but you still lost.
So what? The fact that we played well in that game is totally canceled out?
It's nullified, largely, I would say. Okay, had the U.S. drawn that game, then I think it's a big dub. Yeah. I would have been very impressed with that. And there were moments away from it, too. But I think that's too generous for a U.S. team that is a good team. They're overrated, but they are a good team. And if you're going to be a good team, if you're going to be able to be a team that can overperform, you got to get a draw in that game. And that's where they lost it, dude. That's where they lost it. So I think with the hype around both teams, Mexico's trash. We suck. I think you have to say the US is the bigger failure. I don't know what the Mexico argument is for the bigger failure. I think our group was harder. The US excuse is that they got the red and that changes things. And again, we're playing potato. I don't really know or care. Both teams failed big time. Mexico's objective was a semifinal. I don't know if US Soccer came out and said what their objective was, but it certainly was not behind Panama in the group stage.
Advancing from the quarterfinals, I think we both said would be their biggest ceiling, but I mean that was never going to happen. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying earlier when I was talking about the Weah red card. Right now it feels unfair, but ask me again in a week. He's representative of the team, like he's a part of the team, so that red card has to be owned by the entire team, not just Weah. So yeah, I'm in agreement with you that this is a bottle job. Trying to draw silver linings for both of these things is, like you said, trying to appreciate two pieces of absolute refuse that have been presented as art.
Correct.
In a gallery.
Correct. I want to ask you another question about Uruguay. If you're an Uruguayan fan, would you be concerned with how they look today? Would you be concerned with how the midfield looked? Or would you come up with some reasoning for that, circumstance or what have you? Bielsa wasn't on the touchline. He was suspended. Like, what do you think the Uruguayans are saying right now? And I do want to pull up Twitter in a second.
You know what I could genuinely chalk it up to is Uruguay is not infallible. We all know this. As a footballing nation in like the last 20 years, they're not infallible in any way, shape, or form. So I think they are definitely, maybe not to the extent of Argentina or potentially Brazil right now, but they are, man, I don't even want to say vulnerable because I think that they're usually better than that, but they have a predisposition to potentially underrate opponents that they're coming up against. And if they see USA get a red card, one of their starting players is out, one of their starting attacking options, maybe we don't have to play with the same intensity. They see Tyler Adams not exactly have a wonderful game against Panama. We're not too worried about what his presence in the midfield is going to look like. But then USA comes in and balls out. So in addition to playing not to their caliber, the U.S. plays up a little bit in regards to the midfield and physicality, which we're not exactly consistently known for. But I have noted in our predictions and the recent games that there's been an uptick in overall quote-unquote grit, or whatever you want to call it, gumption in the U.S. men's national team, physicality at the very least. Once you meet an Uruguayan opposition that is playing below average football, I think due to, I don't even want to call it arrogance, but lack of expectations for the U.S., I think you get exactly what you saw here.
They had less pressure for sure.
I think that that's what it is. I think that they just weren't ready for the USA to come out with that intensity, and that's why we looked so good in the first, I don't even know what you want to call it, 20 to 30 minutes. I don't think that there's much to worry about. The worst thing that happened to Uruguay in this game is Araujo.
Yeah, going down. Yeah,
that is it. That is the one thing that you have to worry about, because guess what? Uruguay's not showing up like this against Colombia. Absolutely not. No shot.
No, and the Colombians are just that much better than the U.S. to where they could neutralize Uruguay and score. That's the thing. To me, bro, Uruguay is they're like smog. You know, they're pretty damn tough, but they got like a weak spot. And if you can catch them on a day, if you can catch them on a vibe, you can take these guys down. They're not invincible. They make mistakes. Panama pushed them and pushed them hard in the group stage. And again, shout out to Panama, man.
Shout out to Panama.
Thank you for putting respect on Panama's name, because we've been through rough years of pain too. Y'all are a good team. Genuinely, such a good team.
As a U.S. men's national team fan, give Panama their flowers. You guys earned it. You earned it. You earned it.
Yeah.
100%. You earned it.
They're going to be up against a tough one, though. in Brazil or
Oh, without a
Colombia.
doubt.
It's going to be really, really tough.
Sebastian said, I just hope we get enough rest for the quarterfinals. I imagine you're talking about Uruguay. Is that what that is right there?
Probably.
I appreciate the
Probably.
donation, my guy.
He could be
Yeah.
Panamanian too.
Yeah. I mean, either way, the point still stands. Get your rest in. Take it easy. You've got time. Breathe. Breathe. You made it through. Celebrate tonight, and then R&R tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alex is saying Colombia, Argentina final. That's one of our possibilities. I think that's Jack's exact prediction.
Yeah, that's my prediction. Oh God, I'm terrified.
I'm terrified too. I think it's Colombia or Uruguay. This recent Brazil, I don't really see them making it like that.
Dude, I pull up Twitter. Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna see what the Uruguayans saying about this game real quick.
Yeah, go see.
So,
oh, you got it? Or are you still looking?
No. They kind of concerned about Araujo. That's the main thing I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Dreadful first half performance. The worst in this cycle. Got the result in the end. Ugarte, man of the match. That's the last Uruguayan comment I just saw. I wouldn't give it to Ugarte. I'd give it to a CB, but overall, I agree about that.
Dude, Mr. Mars with an absolute glaring call here that I had. I can't believe we overlooked this. Bielsa was also suspended. Bielsa wasn't on the touchline. Of course they're not going to show up. Dude, Mr. Mars, duh. Sorry. Completely slipped.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The Uruguayans will have an excuse. They'll be like, yeah, Bielsa wasn't there. Did you get this one from Wilmer?
Oh, man. No. Totally missed it. Guys, again, these things are flying in, so sorry for...
Yeah, we're trying to.
No. The U.S. have a single win this summer, and it will be against Bolivia. The other two games, while calls haven't been in favor, the team still lost. Dude, and yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Right now, I can huff and haw, and I'm going to tell you that I feel unfair and that I'm really proud of the boys. But at the end of the day, ask me in a week when my blood's cooled a little bit, when I can look back and watch this game and say, yeah, we weren't good enough. We weren't good enough. You're exactly correct. You're exactly correct.
You're correct. I'm going to share this tweet from my boy Hayden because I think it's really good here.
This is so uniquely on brand for U.S. men's national team. We have no football heritage. The moment players and coaches said the Copa was really just a warm-up for 2026, it was over. Top to bottom, the USSF coach and players didn't respect the competition, and look where it got us.
Nah, dude, straight facts. Straight facts. They saw this as a revenue-generating warm-up. This is the World Cup pre-sale. This is what this is to U.S. soccer.
Which is hilarious. Hilarious.
Which is hilarious.
Laughable, and frankly embarrassing. Like, I'm embarrassed to be a fan of the team when I hear things like that and when you recognize that this is the mentality that we have.
No, it's insane. And in fact, I think in my entire history of being a footy fan, I've never seen a coach say, right? I've never heard a coach say, we're treating this competition as a warm-up, and then the team goes on to win. Weirdly, that's never happened. Almost like if you go half-ass, or if you tell the players and you start letting that seep into the locker room that this isn't even the priority, good luck winning the Copa America when you're at best the 5th best team playing. It ain't gonna work like that. It'd be bad enough if Argentina came in with that mentality.
Yes.
Let alone the United States.
100%.
Crazy. All right, guys, we're gonna do like one more here, and then we're gonna stream. So if you got any last questions for us, go ahead, ask them now. It's time for me to make some dinner. Michael talks football. Said Simon Bolivar would be proud right now. He'd be hella proud, dude. He'd be hella proud. I see a lot of the Mexicans, they hating. Love to see it. And honestly, they've earned it. They earned it. Americans, y'all were going crazy on Twitter yesterday, being mad disrespectful. Y'all were all there for that Mexico hate watch. Well, time for y'all to hold the L. I love to see it, honestly.
I love to see Sombra in here. Mexico and U.S. men's national team getting grouped is a reality check for both federations. There needs to be serious evaluation as to whether or not the 6 best programs in CONCACAF need to switch to CONMEBOL. Oh man, listen, there's got to be, oh God, there's got to be an acclimation period, because an immediate switch will result in, I don't know, a lot of what we just saw here. Yeah, no, no. I mean, we don't, not that we thought that we were quality enough to compete in CONMEBOL before the tournament, but this just proves it right here. Good God, don't put us up against them consistently. It'd be a steep learning curve. And like the tweet, or like the comment that Jack highlighted earlier, I don't know if we got the engine. I don't know if we got the engine to surmount that hill right now. I don't know if we got it.
Yeah. It'd be good for a competition's sake. It'd be terrible for the egos of, you know, both federations and some of the soy boys in both fan bases. I'm not sure they'd be ready for that. I do want to share this. If this is something that Dempsey, in fact, said. This is our golden generation. Looks like we're wasting it. 2026 World Cup is coming up. Clint Dempsey on the USMNT national team after getting eliminated. I mean, yeah, man. Hey, hold on. Everybody's making fun of Belgium. Everybody's making fun of Belgium for 3rd place at a World Cup. US, it's your turn, baby. Draw a card. What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna be like just like this other golden generation y'all clowned? In the golden generation, they didn't win anything? I heard a lot of noise then. What about now? I mean, Clint is right. You got to call these out. And as a legend of the U.S. men's national team, you got to call this out.
As a winner, as an out-and-out competitor, that's the mentality that we need. Because guess what? Clint Dempsey hears the federation saying some BS, like this is a warm-up for 2026. He's saying, hell no. He's changing stuff in the locker room. Absolutely not. That doesn't fly in Clint Dempsey's U.S. men's national team. Sorry. It's not happening. Somebody said, as a response, there will be a steep learning curve, but the economic powers behind them would eventually balance out. Down to talk about it, though. Listen, the U.S. Federation wants to make money just like the Mexican Federation. I don't know. There would be money in it for South America, but I think ego.
Hold on, bro. I gotta.
How would you describe?
Am I still sharing my screen? Hold on. I can't play the video, obviously. Matt Turner, I see no issue with the direction we're heading.
No.
Okay, I can't hit play, so I can't hear what he said, but this is exactly what we're talking about, dude.
No, dude.
You see no issue with getting grouped at the Copa America?
No.
You should be sick to your stomach, bro. It's just that is soft. That is soft. That is so soft. I mean, there obviously is not like a dickhead leader in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like a straight Sergio Ramos asshole type to be like, we're not going to walk out there like a bunch of betas and be like, let's congratulate ourselves on getting grouped. And I don't think this team has it, man.
No. We're being coddled. And I think that's what Berhalter will say. He'll go into the locker room. He'll be like, I'm proud of you guys for doing everything that you could. And he's going to try and give some positives. No. Today, I want to send you home, and you got to think about it. None of this, like, oh, man. You know what? I ain't even going to get into that. Hey. I'm not going to get into that. But none of this, like, you know, competition, participation medal, BS. Not having that. Not having that. This is a tournament. We're here to win.
Yeah.
U.S. Soccer Federation. You want me to buy tickets? You want to put pressure on me to buy tickets? A super fan? Win games.
They're not here to win. They're here to warm up.
Yeah, cool. Guess what? If you want to stay in this like stagnant middle grounds where you can't sell out Kansas City, you can't sell out Arrowhead. What do you think our presence is going to be like in the World Cup? It's here. I guarantee you we're still going to be playing away games. Guarantee you. With this attitude, still.
I ain't got nothing else. How hard should I clown the U.S. on Twitter? While I'm cooking Sichuan noodles? I should go pretty hard?
No holds barred.
Okay.
I mean,
should I just start adding everybody?
Whatever you did for Mexico. I've got one locked and loaded. It's kind of dated, but I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you
Oh,
right after this.
you've had it in the drafts?
Yeah, I've had it in the drafts. I've been working on it.
Oh.
I was editing it while I was getting my haircut right now.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, we're gonna end it there. I don't got anything else to say. Congratulations, Panama again. USMNT national team. Circumstance aside, this is a big L, man. Getting grouped, hosting a Copa America. You know, and will anything change? Probably not. Things don't change in CONCACAF. Things don't change in CONCACAF because at the end of the day, in a year, the U.S. will win another trophy, whether it's the next Nations League or the next Gold Cup, and they'll all take a big photo shoot for it, and they'll act like they just won the NBA playoffs, and everybody's going to forget about this absolute disaster. CONCACAF keeps you soft, like this record illustrates there. I'm going to end the stream, guys. We'll be back live tomorrow, I think, for Brazil, Colombia. If we're not, then we're going to upload our recap video. If you want to know for sure, make sure you follow us on Twitter. I'll put the link in the description of the video. Drop a like on the stream if you enjoyed it, man. Really appreciate all the engagement from you guys. Thanks again for getting us to 10K. And I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow.